Dragons are great, aren't they? But you know what's better than one dragon? A double dragon. When it first arrived in 1987, Double Dragon revolutionised the arcades. However, I'm a bit of a latecomer to the game. I first encountered it around 1990 when I was in France, and I played that game, my friends and I played it for a solid week. I don't know how much money I pumped into that machine. It took a 1 franc coin, which was a fair amount of money back then, and we pumped so many in. It was amazing. Until the Turtles arcade game arrived in my local sports centre, that's pretty much the game that I put the most money into. It was just so good. Hit him! Hit him! Hit him! Hit him! Hit him with your feet! Yes! Oh, no! Then when I got a copy on my Amstrad CPC, I played it so much that it's an amazing I didn't wear the tape out. I am not kidding. It was a great game, and it's still a great game now. So I'm playing it here on the Master System, and mostly, I would say it's arcade accurate. It's not perfect. Some of the ladders are missing, and if you know the game well enough, you notice where those are, and some of your tactics have to change as a result. Some of the bosses aren't quite the same, and I don't actually mind that. The fact that one of the Abobos doesn't have a mohawk doesn't really matter to me, because the gameplay is there, and the gameplay is what counts. You've got all of your moves. You've got decent enough graphics. I mean, they could be bigger. I would have preferred them if they were bigger, but it's the Master System and we have 8-bit limitations, so don't worry about that. It does have a weird effect of making it look like the screen is rather empty though, because you can only have 3 enemies on screen at once, which means that if you're playing single player, there's only 4 characters on screen at once. They're quite small. A lot of the screen looks a bit empty. And again, if you're used to the arcade, you'll notice that, but for the most part, the gameplay is pretty solid. Now there's a green rock. Oh, it's a palette issue, isn't it? There's a green rock now. Right, so she's green because they've had to use a green for this background bridge, and apparently it's also the skin tone. Right, I get what's going on. That's just weird. Like, dudes, keep the skin colour normal. You're going to need it. There's people on screen. It's just... Why would you do that as a choice? Would you think, yes, we won't need the skin colour for our enemies. We're just going to use the same colour as that bridge. Oh my goodness. The moves are a little bit annoying at times. For example, you have to press both buttons at once in order to do any kind of jump move, which is annoying. You get used to it, but it's annoying, especially if, as is in my case, your signature move and the best way of getting forward in the game is to jump kick every single enemy that you can. You end up pressing both buttons at once. It's annoying. And also, if you don't know that you have to press both buttons in order to jump, you're going to have a bit of trouble getting past level 2 because you have to jump in order to get anywhere in this game on level 2. It's just one of those things. Get up and hit someone with your face. That's... What am I... What? Why is that woman the same colour as her hair? What's going on here? She's red. Is she sunburned? She's a ginger-skinned woman. That's just weird. I thought this was meant to be vaguely realistic. Those gripes aside, every single part of this game is amazing. Yes, it's short. It's really short, and if you're playing the Master System version, which I am, up until the final mission, you can just keep going with infinite continues. And actually on the final mission, if you know the cheat, you can also continue with infinite continues. So you can get through this thing in under an hour. It's ridiculous, but you will want to keep coming back anyway. So even if you do manage to finish it in your first session because you know the cheat and you get all the way through, you will still come back to it anyway because it's a game now. It doesn't matter how many times you've beaten it, you still want to play it again. Bonus point, just the one. 5,000, just the one. I can fully understand why Double Dragon managed to create a genre around itself, the side-scrolling beat-em-up. Before Double Dragon, beat-em-ups weren't fully side-scrolling. You would move a bit and then go on to the next bit and then on to the next bit. Double Dragon just left you to roam. It was an amazing experience and a bit of an eye-opener back in the day. Yes, some other games came and did it better, they refined the ideas, but this is where the beat-em-up as we know and love it really comes into its own. So always have respect for where you come from and have respect for Double Dragon. It is a great game. If you get a chance to play the Master System version, I highly recommend it. It's not the perfect port, but it is an excellent port, and that's really what counts. I love it. I think you'll love it too. Go and play it. Okay guys, I think we can all agree that Double Dragon on the Master System is an amazing port from the arcade original. I wouldn't say it's arcade perfect because there are certain things that aren't quite right. The graphics aren't quite there, but they are very, very good. They're definitely more than workable, and it's an excellent port of the game. I used to play this so much on my Amstrad CPC, and if you know anything about the Amstrad, you know the Double Dragon port wasn't the best. So you can imagine how good it is to see it almost arcade perfect here on the Master System. I've had a lot of fun today recording the footage for this review, probably more footage than I really needed, because I didn't want to stop playing. It's just so much fun. I had this game in my collection for over a year now, and I keep coming back to it. It's just so much fun. So, I'm going to have another game. I'll see you tomorrow for another GameHammer Daily. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and all the usual things that help a channel be seen on YouTube and not get buried by the algorithm. And I'll see you tomorrow. Happy gaming! If you like the show, please consider supporting me on Patreon. It really does help create future videos. That's patreon.com/Zoe kirk-robinson. And I've got an extra special thanks going out to Chief89, Sam Yates, Retro Mickey82, Mo Henry, and George Botterini. Thank you so much, guys.